News at 7 continues now.
Welcome back, everyone. A local law firm is celebrating a big anniversary today. Miller & Martin has been in business for 150 years. And in that time, they've covered a lot of high-profile cases here in Chattanooga. And Hugh Sharber, who is an attorney with the company, is here to tell us about some of those cases and kind of highlights from since they've been in business. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
So you said you've been with the law firm for 32 years.
Right.
That's
right.
great.
Yep.
So what are some highlights from over the last 150 years?
Well, obviously that's a long time period to pick and choose from, but a couple of things come to mind. One has to do with sort of the early formation of the firm. Might tell a little story about that. And the second is sort of a story about one of our important clients. In the early 1900s, one of our early lawyers, W.B. Miller, represented a local college named U.S. Grant College. And another attorney in Chattanooga named Francis Martin represented a different school named Grant Memorial that was located in Athens, Tennessee. And the interesting thing about that was you had two colleges in the Chattanooga area, both with the name Grant in the name.
That's confusing.
It is very confusing, so confusing that the two colleges ended up in litigation.
Oh, no.
And so Mr. Miller was representing the local college in Chattanooga, and Mr. Martin represented the Athens College. As it turned out, the Chattanooga College prevailed, and that college later changed its name to the University of Chattanooga and became University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. But because of the association that the two lawyers had in that lawsuit, Mr. Martin and Mr. Miller started practice together. And so for the first time, our firm, which started in 1867, had Miller and Martin practicing together.
That's really neat.
Right. So,
I did not know that.
Right. So another interesting case in terms of highlights for the firm was what we refer to inside the firm as the $1 Million Memo case. And this was a case in which our partner, Jim Hitching, was defending the Coca-Cola bottling interests. And as you may know, the Coca-Cola bottling companies and their interest in Chattanooga goes back 100 and something years. And our firm has represented them for a big part of that time. Well, this was a case in which the Coca-Cola company, Big Coke as we call it, was seeking to avoid the distribution and bottling rights that our clients, the bottlers, the Coca-Cola bottlers had, and with respect to artificially sweetened Coca-Cola products. These are Coca-Cola products sweetened with saccharin. And so the theory was from Big Coke that because it wasn't natural sweeteners, that the old agreements did not apply. And so, as they do in the course of litigation, Mr. Hitching was able to discover a memo that was written by the founder of, the early operator of Coca-Cola, Asa Candler. And in that memo, it said that back to the original Coca-Cola formula, they actually had used artificial sweeteners. And so, as a result of that memo, the Coca-Cola bottlers won the lawsuit, and it was referred to as the $1 Million Memo, but in reality, the value of that discovery and the successful result in that lawsuit was worth many millions of dollars.
Wow, a big deal even now with
Right.
Coca-Cola.
Exactly.
So since the firm has been around for 150 years, of course a long time, what are the goals to continue that?
Well, we're 125 or so lawyers currently. We operate in 4 cities, Chattanooga, Atlanta, Nashville, and Charlotte. We're a full-service firm. We have obviously the Southeast regional footprint, but our scope of our practice is both national and international. And so our goals are really, as they have been from the inception, which is to be attentive and mindful of our clients and bring sort of to our clients what we think is somewhat unique among law firms, and that is sort of a practical and a problem solver kind of approach to law. And we're necessary to be creative and always work in collaboration with our clients.
All right, I'm sure it's great to be in Chattanooga, especially with so much history here.
It is indeed.
All right, well, thanks so much, Mr. Hugh, for coming on the show, and congratulations on the big anniversary.
Thank you so much, Emily.
Well, here's Patrick with another look at your forecast.